Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another Excitech BIM 360 surgery. This morning it is number 29, believe it or not. And today we're going to take a little bit of a step change and look at the civil 3D side of things. And in particular, we're just going to look at a brief overview of a data shortcut project and how we sort of set that up within 360. So I'm in my usual 360 surgery project, and I've also got Civil 3D open. Now, a couple of things just to set the scene. I'm working on Civil 3D 2020, which is the latest version. This latest version has the collaboration within BIM 360. You'll see the home screen. We now have a start tab, and we've got a link direct into BIM 360, and you'll see we've got a recent tab, and we've got a column that now tells us and denotes whether they're local or cloud based files. So if we look at 360, you will see it just does a quick refresh where it's checking my 360 hub, and it's linking in to my project environment. If you select the drop down, you can then choose all the other projects that you are a member of. So this replicates what I see on the desktop environment. You will see that it's looking at project files, and in Civil it's also looking at project files. So if I click the hyperlink, it takes me in, and you will see that then replicates client, shared, IFC, all the different environments that I have. So that's the first thing. I'm on the latest version of Civil. I'm signed in, and I'm linked into my 360 environment. The second thing that you need for all this to collaborate and work together is a thing called the desktop connector. So this is a little app that you download. It's free, and it basically connects your desktop environment to your BIM 360 environment, and this is needed for all the way to pass the files between the systems. So you can see that it's running in the background, and it will allow me to connect my desktop environment. So when I click into Windows Explorer, you will see that if I expand it, I've got access on this PC to BIM 360. I select my hub, and then I can navigate through my projects as I would do from a Windows Explorer point of view, where you can select the surgery, project files, and then again the same thing happens here. So let's take a jump in and open a drawing, and I'm going to open, just make sure I'm on my desktop, and I've got a sample file here, and I'm going to click and open it. Now currently this is a local drawing, so I've just opened it directly from my desktop. And because we've got the desktop connector installed, what we can do is we can just select the Civil 3D icon, save it as a drawing, and because we have the desktop connector, I can immediately browse to my hub, then to my project, and then the project file location. And I'm going to put everything for this session in work in progress, and I've got a Civil folder already set up, and I'm just going to delete that. And I'm going to save that drawing in that location. So as that's saving, we can check the folder here, and you'll see this drawing will start to show. If I refresh, it will start to show in that project location within a second or two. So just to double check that I have saved it to the correct place. And now that that is now saved, and if we check here, this will start to show, hopefully, in this location. So it will start bit by bit. So now that we've got the file saved onto the BIM 360 environment, you will have all the standard controls that you would have do for a normal drawing. So I will just close this down and we will open it direct from 360. So if we go to work in progress, let's just try this one more time. So open my local drawing. I'm just going to delete this folder completely because I have been testing and playing with it, and I'm going to create a new folder. So let's call this Civil 2. So when I go to File, Save as a Drawing, BIM 360, select my hub, I'll just go up a level, and it is just taking a little bit of time just to refresh. I will just create a folder via the connector, and I'll go Civil, let's try Civil 3. Click into it, and then I'm going to hit save, and that should hopefully now save that onto the web. So I'll just do a quick refresh. Okay, so now I've got Civil 3 and the drawing will start to show and come through in a second, hopefully. So once the drawing's up, what we can now do, you'll see that we're going to create a working folder. And because we're already mapped in the cloud, we can choose our working folder. So I'm going to say that the Civil 3 folder, you'll see that's already mapped in to BIM 360. If you wish to do it again, you can just go BIM 360, select your hub, surgery, project files, work in progress, and I'm going to say Civil 3 is my working environment. So that's going to set that as the working folder. What we can now do then is, you can see that there's already a series of alignments already in this drawing, is that we can now, once we've set the working folder, we can also now set the data shortcuts project folder. And you can see that it's already looking to the working folder because we set that in a previous stage. And then in here I can just give this a folder name. So for ease of use, I'm just going to call this data shortcuts. You can give it a description and use a template if you wish, but I'm just going to leave it as is. So it's mapping to the correct working folder, and the new data shortcuts project folder is going to be here, and I click OK. So now that we've set the working folder, there's the drawing. Now eventually, after that long-winded process, you will see that the drawing was uploaded at 11:09. You will also notice there is a lock symbol, so you can see straight away what's happening is that I'm in this drawing, and because I'm in it, it's already locked. So we've set our working folder and we've set our data shortcuts folder. You'll see that when we created the data shortcuts, you'll see it's now created the same structure that it creates locally on your machine, and it's all controlled by this XML file. So once we set the working folder, then create the data shortcuts. So now what we can do to start to create these data shortcuts, if we right click over here and we say let's create them, and it will look at my drawing, so it's going to do a quick check, see what's in it, and you can see that we can now share this data. But the difference now is that we're sharing it on to BIM 360. So I can say, okay, let's take all my surfaces, all the alignments, pipes, and any corridors that we have. And as soon as I click OK, Civil will do its thing, but because the desktop connector is now connecting all this together, let's have a quick look and see what's happening in the data shortcuts. We refresh it, we should now start to see all that folder structure and all them drawings start to come in. You can see the shortcuts if we extend it. You can see now what's happening is that it's automatically created a folder with the alignments, corridors, and the pipe networks. You can see that everything that we upload is version controlled. So this is where everything now is hosted. So for us to collaborate, what we all need to do then is just set the permissions on these folders for whoever we want in it. So I could say, okay, let's set my Gmail address, and the permission level is view, download, upload, and edit. And then they can then map and create the data shortcuts from that. If we have a look at our civil folder again, let's have a look at a drawing. You'll see what we see is the normal BIM 360 controls that we can view, navigate, all this type of stuff will all be there. So we can start to use all this information. We can decide to do whatever we want. If we want to start to create some reference drawings, we could do all that. If you have a look in here, you can just see and map and look at and see where everything is now stored. If we just quickly drag this across. So you can see that the corridor, you can see that the source location is now networked on 360. So if we want to do any existing work, we could go up and let's say create a profile view. And again, all this information, we can go through all this, create it, pop it in there, and that will all be linked and referenced all across. So that's pretty much it, just the ability of how we start the collaboration process in Civil, how we can now put these derefs up into 360 and how we can then manage and share and collaborate that around. So first of all, we set our working folder, then we create our project data shortcuts project folder, and then BIM 360 will do the rest once we create the data shortcuts, and it will then host and control them in here. So thank you everyone that has popped in and had a quick look. I will start to go through in the coming weeks and months more and more around all this collaboration for Civil, so stay tuned for that. There will be another surgery next Thursday again, so hopefully you're all available and join me again soon. Thank you very much.